Alright guys, I am here at Silverstone with Adrian, Flux and Team Brit for the British Endurance Championship, and I've been lucky enough to be invited into the pits and see what goes on behind the scenes and to maybe have a little go on the cars myself. Let's go have a look around. So here we are in the Team Brit pit. This is where the magic happens, and there are parts kind of laid out everywhere. There's lots of chaos going on. We've got some slick tyres here, which probably aren't going to be used today because it is absolutely pouring outside. Probably going to be using these tyres a bit more. These are the wet tyres with the tread, but we do have a couple of McLarens apparently that are currently out on track, which I've not seen yet, but we will have a good look at those later. Now, I want to get out on the pit wall and have a good look around, but firstly, let's find out more about what Team Brit is. So, Lucy, in your own words, who are Team Brit and what do you guys do?
Okay, so we're the world's only all-disabled racing team. So all our drivers have got a disability, whether that's physical or psychological. And we're a competitive racing team, so we race against able-bodied drivers in mainstream championships.
Oh, brilliant. Wow. And it's an endurance race today, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So they're out there for 2 hours. They'll change halfway through. So yeah, it's a long time out there. So they've got to be on their game today.
Yeah. And actually, I offered one a Haribo earlier on. He said, no, I can't have it because I need to keep my sugar levels consistent so I can keep my energy the same.
Well, I'm impressed by that. So
yeah,
that's good.
I know. I'm looking forward to the race. So the McLarens have just come in from qualifying, and as you can see, these cars are absolutely beautiful. They are McLaren 570s. That car has qualified in P4, and this car actually qualified in P1. And they are full race cars. We've got the full carbon splitter. We've got the vents to let all the hot air out. There is a radiator in there, and we've also got some forged alloys with the wet tyres on there, and also the single wheel nut for those fast pit stops. Now, one thing I have noticed is that the windscreen has got a crack in it, which is an MOT failure, so this car can't go on the road. And we also have a fully stripped out interior. Now, all of the controls for this car has actually been adapted for the driver. So I'm actually keen to find out what exactly has been done to it. So let's go find out. So, Paul, congratulations on P1, by the way.
Thank you very much.
And we're interested to know exactly how the controls of this car have been adapted to you as a driver. So, how do you go, how do you stop, how does it all work?
Yeah, sure. So the car has normal controls, normal pedals, as a normal car. So you can jump in and drive it, straight away.
Really?
But in addition to that, we've got accelerator on the right-hand paddle, a brake on the left-hand paddle, gear up, gear down on both shifters. So no matter where we are in the lock, we can get to everything.
Brilliant.
And then we've got a radio and pit timer underneath that. So wherever we are, the whole car can be operated by hand.
That is really interesting. So I actually didn't expect that. So you've got the pedals as well as kind of the functionality with the steering wheel, so you can kind of do both.
Yeah, we have a range of disabilities in the team. So I have one leg, my teammate has got no legs, my teammate last year had one arm. So no matter what disability you've got or what limb kind of count you've got, you can just pick up the controls that you use, maybe one pedal, all paddles, whatever you want, you still drive the car.
That's brilliant. So the cars aren't actually custom made per driver, so it kind of accounts for everyone, really.
Yeah, so every one of our drivers could get in this, and every one of our drivers can get in any car and drive straight away. No adaptation needed.
That's really well. Good luck with the race today, and we're going to have a look at the back of the car. So as for the back of the car, we've got a few things to point out. One thing I do think is quite funny is that it says Phil next to the petrol cap, which I think is, you think it's intuitive, but I don't know. And we've got obviously, again, some big wet tyres and a big set of brakes on the rear. Obviously with your normal road cars, you'll have a small set of brake calipers on the rear, but here we've got some big ones on the rear. And also another funny thing is that we've got some reflectors on the back here when it is a race car, which is quite funny. But how could we talk about this car at the back without talking about this massive wing? This is what's providing all of the downforce, and it is keeping the car on the track, especially on a rainy, wet day like today. And moving around, we of course have the F1 brake light for more horsepower and more style points. Now, one thing I would actually change if this was my car is the wheels. It needs some spacers, I think. Now, it might not be good for racing, but you'd get more style points. So that is one thing I changed, but there is no doubt that this car is an absolute weapon, and I bet it is absolutely rapid around the track. I'm here now with Jack, very good name, and you are #1 mechanic.
Yes, indeed.
What are we doing now? The cars are kind of in bits.
So now after qualifying, we're just giving the car a general check over, make
Yep.
sure everything is all okay, nothing loose or anything like that.
Yep.
On this particular car, we're doing a pad change, so it's got new pads for the race.
New pads.
So that's obviously something that needs to be doing, is important. And then in here, just sorting out some wiring, securing everything a bit better.
It all looks very complicated.
It is. It's like spaghetti junctions sometimes, but that's why I've got to sort it out, make it look a bit neater.
Well, I know
That's
you're a
it.
very busy man. I'll let you get on.
No
but,
worries.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it. Cheers.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Now that the car is in pieces and it's been worked on, we can actually see all the interesting stuff behind the wheel. So we've got our massive brake disc here, which is vented for the heat distribution. And we also have 2 big air vents coming right behind the brakes to cool it when it's being run. And some crazy wishbone suspension madness, which I'm not even going to try and understand, which I imagine makes this car handle like it's on rails. So some very cool engineering going on behind there. So the cars have just gone out for the race now. It's a long endurance race, and I have been very lucky because I've been gifted this Adrian Flux Team Brit t-shirt, which, to be fair, and I think it suits me pretty nicely. Thank you so much for Adrian Flux and Team Brit for having me down in the pits. It's been an amazing experience, and good luck to the lads out on track.